to our 5 on 5. We're pleased to be joined by AAA Oregon Idaho CEO John Porter. John, thank you for coming in.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Our pleasure. So tell us, why is AAA and others suing the state of Oregon?
Well, the Oregon Constitution requires that fees related to the use of your automobile be dedicated to the preservation, maintenance, construction of roads. There's a constitutionally dedicated trust fund. We're suing because the state has proposed to use motor vehicle records as a revenue source to fund general government e-commerce activity in Salem, and we believe that that violates the Constitution.
And who are the plaintiffs?
Well, there are a number. We are one. The Oregon Trucking Associations is one. The Oregon chapter of the Associated General Contractors, and a group representing the property and casualty insurance companies.
I'm assuming you guys tried to settle this with the state in another way. Why the lawsuit?
Well, in the 2011 legislature, the state introduced a bill to have the legislature provide authority for this to happen. So there's really two questions. Do they have the authority? And then also, if they had the authority, the people would get to vote on it. The bill was not, action was not taken on it by the legislature, and they've gone ahead and proceeded. We certainly had conversations with the Department of Administrative Services as well as the Department of Motor Vehicles, and they decided to proceed, so we took legal action.
Okay. You've talked a little bit about it. Can you tell us more about what the state's plan is proposing?
Well, currently, the Department of Motor Vehicles makes available motor vehicle driving records, and they do this for a number of reasons. When you get your automobile insurance quoted, insurance companies use that information to underwrite you as a driver they're going to insure. What the state's planning to do, and you pay a fee for that, a small fee to the DMV, the insurance company pays the fee. The state's plan is for the DMV to provide an exclusive license to the Department of Administrative Services, who will then serve as the purveyor of those records, raising the cost of them to the public to the tune of 450%, and through a third party that they've contracted with, be the means that insurance companies and others can get access to those records. Only a portion of that incremental price increase is going to go to the highway fund. A lot of it will go to funding a broad upgrade of e-commerce capability in Oregon. We certainly understand the need to upgrade e-commerce. We just believe that the sanctity of the Constitution should be followed.
Okay. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Much more with John in just a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back to our 5 on 5. Again, we're here with AAA Oregon Idaho CEO John Porter. John, what are DMV driving records used for besides the obvious stuff?
Well, the two primary uses are automobile insurance companies use them to underwrite drivers for insurance risks. The other principal use are commercial trucking companies use them to certify that their drivers are, able to operate heavy trucks on our roads.
Okay, and so you referenced 450% would be how much the cost would go up if this indeed happens. Any idea for us kind of what the hard numbers are?
Currently, a driving record from the DMV costs $2. It's going up to $9.68 under this proposal. So it's a fairly substantial increase. Some amount of that increase is planned to go into the highway fund. We contend it all has to go into the highway fund, given the language of the Constitution.
Right. Okay. And why is it a good thing to have a constitutional protection around the state's highway fund?
Well, the highway fund constitutional protection makes sure that the gasoline taxes and the registration fees we pay, the fees that trucking firms pay, are used for the preservation, maintenance, and modernization of our roadways. These user fees, in Oregon, we tie the use of the roads to the collection of those dollars. In other states, without such a protection, state legislatures are able to, in tough times, raid those funds for other general government purposes. And we believe strongly that those user fees should benefit the roads being driven.
And what is required to change Oregon's Constitution?
To change the Constitution, there would have to be a vote of the people.
So, yeah, we're a little ways off from something like that.
Right.
And you guys just filed this lawsuit last month, so it's very early.
Yeah,
in the process.
we're early in the process. There really hasn't been any significant action yet, but we'll take it as we go.
Yeah, it bears watching. We appreciate you coming by and telling us all about it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.